Now, oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Seize the night as always, and welcome to another scene in the living world of darkness, the kingdom of apples. Because God's kingdom is big, and so, uh, yeah, that big joke is a lot more amusing in Romanian. Anyway, in tonight's scene, we see Rancor and Elsop kind of reading some stuff in the library after, Rancor kind of learned another language, trying to understand one of his past lives, and he's like, "Hey, Elsa, wanna go for a drink? My treat."
It tastes funny.
And then they are off to freaking Goblin Town for a drink at a random bar in Goblin Town. And that's where we begin our scene.
So,
Yeah.
into the bar. I'm assuming you guys are having your drinks and shit.
Yep.
Okay. So, Timmy will, a man dressed much like my picture that I have up, will walk in. Yes, he does in fact have a gun on him. No, it is not in his hand. It is strapped to his thigh in a holster. Walks up to the bar. He has a pair of glasses and looks directly at the bartender and says, "Martini, gin, not vodka, obviously. Stir for 10 seconds while glancing at an unopened bottle for me. Thank you." And he turns his back to the bar and leans against it.
So, Rancor, how have
Yes.
you been?
Reading a lot of books. I've got in touch a bit with my past lives. Started remembering a lot more.
That's good. How did this happen?
I went on a quest in the dreaming after talking about the Daunting with Mogram, and I was like, hey, maybe one of my past lives kind of fought them before. So I did a thing where after killing 3 big snakes, I meet this chimera that kind of looks like Ganesha. And Ganesha kind of blessed and cursed me at the same time with the ability to actually interact a bit better with my past lives. So they don't.
Alright, I get the blessing part. Where does the curse come in?
They're all talking in a different language and they keep on shouting because they don't understand each other.
Huh. I didn't know your past lives interacted with each other.
They shouldn't. It's all in my head.
Ah, okay. So,
Rancor, are you sure you're not going to bed? He'll say, I'm assuming you guys aren't just whispering, you're talking at normal volume.
Normal volume.
Okay. Yeah, he'll turn and say that. By the way, blood pressure, what is Rancor dealing with?
Okay, let me think. So, he's a burn victim. The thing that's truly tied with his face soul. you need to factor that in.
Mm-hmm.
He's a constantly hungry red cap that said hunger tends to sometimes make him very angry if it's not fulfilled. You need to figure that one in. And suddenly he being startled by this, dude that it takes a solid minute until he kind of recognizes who you are.
Mm-hmm. There is
So
no Rorschach mask, by the way. I should probably mention. I don't know if I did, but
yes, there's no Rorschach mask, but if I need to remind the audience that he did meet Timmy without it, it's just it takes a
yep.
minute to actually remember that.
Grant, because you've never seen with Timmy, I'm going to give you a better description than just saying, "Hey, look at the picture." Imagine, if you will, that face that's in the picture, but behind it, have you ever seen Disney's Hercules?
Yes.
Yes.
Think the Hades flame behind it, and you've just got the floating face, kind of like Hexadecimal from the show Reboot.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So basically, where his eyes should be, where his hair should be, everything that should be his skull behind the face is all just free floating like flame.
And
Okay.
again, it's kind of like, yeah, it takes a solid minute to actually recognize him again.
Mm-hmm.
Timmy?
No, Timmy was a boy. Timmy is now dead. Timothy remains, however. And I
Okay.
believe, at this point, as it stands, it is, to be more particular and be quite honest, Timothy Turner Apilunid, at your service.
Okay. Um, I haven't seen you in, what was it, 2 months now?
I've been busy.
I
I've
bet.
been very. But yes.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not in Bedlam. It's because you see, the Ganesha spirit did put a curse a bit on me because I kinda was initially supposed to kill it.
Well, do we need to go kill it now?
No. Ganesha served its purpose and just a thing that I need to deal with. And apparently it just, the curse itself fades away with time.
Okay, so we just wait it out.
Exactly. I need to wait it out.
Fair enough. Well, the shop is always open if you need a place to hang, as it were.
Cool. Mm, I don't mind.
But I don't know. I'm going to be changing the focus of my crafting and my equipment and what I sell at the shop.
Okay. To what?
Specifically, at this point, custom orders only.
Custom order what?
Only.
Custom orders only.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I mean,
Plus, I'm working on some other shit. I'm going to start working on prosthetics.
Okay.
Like, for example, lose an arm, lose an eye. You know what? I can make you.
Hmm.
Uh, sure.
Oh,
I mean, I don't need anything like that right now.
didn't I hear the humans talk about something? It sounded like something of a genre in their books. Eye replacement.
Signal shift his gaze. Say what?
Do do you mean it would just be an eye that would function as an eye, or be something that would take the place of the eye and just for aesthetic reasons?
Um, both.
Oh, I think you're talking about Cyberpunk. Have you read the Cyberpunk?
Um,
I've never read Cyberpunk.
Mm,
I only heard about it walking through a store.
it's cool. I own actually 50 Shadow Run books, where it's basically Cyberpunk meets, mm, well, basically Fae.
Well, my intent is honestly to replace my own brain with a positonic brain.
Okay.
Um, I mean, I'm going to end up changing out my skeleton for an actual metallic endoframe and some other unpleasantries.
Uh, hold on. Need to make a wits roll. Because. Okay. So basically, you're saying that you want to become a cyborg?
Um, I'm saying that's my plan is to make it possible.
Mm, I think it kinda is. It's just really painful to do so. I mean, you seem fine enough that you wouldn't truly need one, but I don't know why would you want to become one?
Because the physical body can only withstand so much pressure and so many modification or the physical body has limitations. If, for example, I replace my legs with cybernetic legs, then theoretically I could run faster, I could jump higher. Piece by piece, I slowly plan on changing myself out.
And slowly becoming cyber psycho. Okay.
Not cyber psycho, just simply more evolved. Besides, but Rancor, imagine, if you will, a knocker, a lowly knocker, capable of becoming as strong as, say, a troll or an ogre or, and he'll point to Alsop, whatever that is, capable of becoming as beautiful as a sheep. People would pay money for this.
You do realize that the second step of metamorphosis can literally change your physical aspect, right?
Yes, however, does it bring with it the Senior's blessing?
No, that would be kind of like the last step of primal.
Well, that's what I'm talking about, though. Is, for example, you, my dear Rick Cat friend, being capable of having the beauty of a she, or the strength of a troll, or the swimming ability of a merfolk.
Okay. I don't see why I would need these augments right now, but I mean the
Oh, I didn't
poss
say right now. I just meant that that's my plan, is to work on them.
and more power to you. If you can succeed, then go for it. It's your life.
Timmy will smile, a rather confident smile, and nod. Oh, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when.
Rancor shrugs. Okay. When you succeed, it's still your life. I
But,
mean,
I digress. I apologize. I get thoroughly engrossed in work.
sometimes I do too, but at least I'm trying not to show.
I enjoy what I do. What can I say?
So do I. At least when I'm working with mom at the shop, it's always pretty fun creating more and more custom work jewelry and start applying it in inventive ways.
So, who is your delightful, quiet friend over
Uh, Also, this is Timothy Turner Ap Ilunid. Timothy Turner Ap Ilunid. This is Alsop the Wise.
Alsop will bow his head.
there?
Timothy
God.
Timothy Turner. Would you know a woman by the name of Nosehorn?
I know Nosehorn, yes.
Ah, then it seems we have a mutual acquaintance.
Acquaintance, I believe, is an apt term for my familiarity with Miss Horn.
Hmm. Well, yes, she spoke of something of a boat and such, but I didn't get all the details.
The boat. The boat. It goes back to the boat. You you make decisions rationally before you become well aware of who you are and what you need to do. And it seems to never leave you. I dare say that on my grave they will have the headstone say something to the effect of the boy who jumped the boat.
Hmm. Well, at least it doesn't say on your headstone, the boy who tried to jump the boat. Tried to jump the boat.
He'll smile, a rather wry smile. I don't try anything. I do or I do not. There is no try.
Hmm.
I just do what I feel like. I mean, if I feel like doing something, I'll do it. If not, then no. I'm still my own person, no matter how many voices I hear in my head. Curse or no curse.
Again, these voices, Rancor, I really really, I am kind of concerned.
Hmm,
Hmm.
uh, I have to say it could be something other than Bedlam, but it does sound like something to be concerned about. Then again, hmm, those who interact with destiny sometimes become touched.
Yeah. Well, I kind of looked into my timeline and I saw who I used to be. Whatever. For now, it didn't affect my day-to-day life that much, and I have it under control to a certain degree. I mean, I do go to the various healers and even to Kagoma to supervise me when I go deep within myself to see more of what I've done in the past. So that he has a special room prepped beforehand, just in case bad shit happens. And so far it worked.
Hmm.
And now that I've learned another language, I start to understand what one of the voices is saying. Yay me.
Hmm. Alsop will turn to Timothy. Is this how remembrance is with all of your kind?
Um, not exactly.
Hmm.
Not exactly. I mean, I have recollection of my own of some of my own past lives, but never never do I deal with voices in my head.
Oh, that's because you didn't try to piss off a giantess chimera.
Well, at least one that can't screw with your brain.
Hmm. Well, usually chimera can do the whole fear thing and make people run away or stay still for a bit of time. But you know how it is. Different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah.
So, well, I understand your new line of interest. What was your old line?
My old line of interest was I am a weaponsmith by trade.
Hmm.
Weapons, arms, armor. I have a few new interests, honestly. Tailoring being one of them, prosthetics being another.
Ah, tailoring. Uh, maybe you would like to buy some of my leathers.
Some of
I
your what?
I make hides and leather pieces. I can make it into bits of clothing, but could just give you the raw material. You just have to let me
Oh,
know what
no,
you want.
no, I should probably be more particular. By tailoring, I'm referring to suit.
Oh, you mean the suit and tie type thing?
Yes, the business suit, the tuxedo, the finest clothing that money can buy.
Ah.
Mm. I never understood the whole suit and tie thing being the finest money could buy.
Because, Rancor, how many suits do you own?
5.
5 suits. How many of them are custom tailored and made to fit you specifically?
Uh, I know that I had to get them fitted at one point because while they looked pretty from the store, I still needed to adjust them to my own measurements.
Fair
But
enough.
built from scratch, tailor fitted, no.
And that is the difference between my clothing and clothing you just buy on the street. Clothing you go to the store and just buy most of the time is mass produced and never is it one of a kind. My clothing, however, is going to be one of a kind, unique. Never will the same 2 suits be produced.
Mm.
Hmm.
Um,
So, it's an artistic thing more than a functional thing. Although it's sort of it is functional. It's more of a what is that word the mortals use? Status?
Um, I guess. I mean, all of my clothing will be functional, but I tailor to a specific crowd, if you will. Because if everyone, it's, I hate to say it, but it's almost as if, imagine if you had something valuable and you
mm,
were the only one who had it.
mm-hmm.
That makes it valuable to everyone else because everyone else wants what they don't have. Now, the problem again with clothing, and this is why it becomes status, is anyone can go to Walmart and buy a George suit. But rarely, well, in this town you see it more often than others. How many people do you know that own a custom fit Armani tailored suit?
Mm, he starts counting on his fingers. 5.
Exactly. And that is a status thing. Because tell me it's not impressive that they have a custom suit.
Hmm.
I have no clue. Don't get me wrong, I mean, it's good that they can afford suits and all, but usually I kind of need work clothes to do my work for a specific task. Because I'm most of the time at the furnace smelting the jewelries into specific shapes to fit a specific size with the specific measurements for the clientele that I receive at my store. So
And there are
I
ways to do that and make it look good.
Yeah, I try to make the jewelry that I do look good. Yes.
Oh no, I mean the clothing. Rancor, the nature of our businesses are very similar.
As I understand it, basically he makes jewelry the way you're making clothing.
Mm,
Hmm.
now,
Sort
but
of.
again, I started out in weaponsmiths.
Okay. I mean,
Hmm.
sure.
Uh, I
Weaponsmiths, I
wish I
needed
understood.
stones, I needed forges, I needed all of that.
Well, I wish I understood this concept of armor a little better, because
Armor?
I am. Yes, I understand that leather armor can that some people wear leather armor, but here's my point: it's very visible. Whereas your suits, if you could reinforce the material,
Timmy will
hmm,
smile at this. Uh huh, go on.
it would be like you're wearing an invisible suit of armor.
Yeah, yeah, what? Tell you what, Mr. Alsop. I'll do you a solid if you do me a solid in exchange. How would you like
I'm
to learn how to make both armor and suits?
hmm, I could give it a try. My
Okay,
my leather work could come in handy.
so what kith are you, anyways?
Uh,
Because looking
well,
around
none
up,
could.
he does not look like anything kith wise that Timmy really knows.
No. Have you ever encountered the Ahim?
Nose horn?
Okay. Uh, do you have any Ahim lore?
No, I do not.
Okay. And basically, what you probably are pretty sure he's not a changeling, but he's not. He doesn't sting like nose horns, so he'll just smile. Ah, I am a fearbolt. We're
Okay,
we are considered in olden days. We would help the other uh, Adhim. Uh, we were their directors. We helped them go about their business.
I see. So you were the she of the he.
Hmm. Yes, this is a good analogy, as I understand it.
Very well. Tell you what, Mr. Alsop. I will teach you how to craft armor and how to craft fine clothing in exchange for you teaching me about your people.
Hmm. All right, I will teach you the basics of the Adhim. Since you'll probably there's quite a bit of possibility you'll be encountering more of my people.
Very well. Good, good. Well, my shop is at X location. He gives you an address. It's here in Goblin Town, and he's like, show up, and we'll roll from there.
Okay. Uh, uh, Given what I know of changelings, he'll look at the location and go, I know your people are much more connected to the grave world than mine and have to spend time in it. If your shop is here,
Uh-huh.
don't you, I know how absorbing work like this can be. How do you keep connected to the other half and not risk uh, bedlam, as you call it?
Well, I happen to be in a constant state of combating bedlam, so
Ah,
Well, in my case, I actually own a shop in the gray world.
I read tax law to combat bedlam.
ah, I can't think of anything more banal than taxes. At
Death.
least the way it's
Death is
done
more
now.
tax.
Ugh. Wait, didn't I hear a human say something about taxes and death? It's possible.
I know there was a joke about I'd rather die than do my taxes, but that was a joke in poor taste.
I copy. I don't know, but so Daunting. How do he'll look at Elsa very pointedly? How do you combat Daunting?
Well, given my people didn't really start going to the grave world until very recently, we didn't really. Hmm, I guess it was very similar to the way your she would have combated Bedlam before they came back to this part of the dreaming.
So basically, no one knows. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a thing. I'm hoping to remember something or other about the Dantean from my past lives, but that takes time a bit till I remember everything. And I do mean it takes time because I kind of live multiple lifetimes.
Right. I don't know. I like to think that if I throw a chemistry book at them, they will die.
Who?
Why would they die because of a chemistry book?
The banality of it.
But aren't Dante banal as fuck to begin with?
Oh yeah. Well, if I throw glamour at them, they will die.
That would make a lot more sense. I mean,
Wait a minute. Um, what are these? This is out of character. These Dante you're speaking of, are they? Do they seem to be creatures that look like they're touched by the Fae a little bit, but
Yes,
they
kinda.
but they're extremely banal in that anything
Yep.
from the dreaming around them seems to die.
Yeah, out of character, yes.
Oh, okay. When you mention the if you actually mention them by name, Alsop's going to sort of his eyes will sign kind of they'll go into a glare, but it's not going to be directed at you or Rancor. They'll just say, "I don't exactly understand these people, but I did encounter them. Thank 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 goodness for Astria and her friends."
What about my mother?
Huh?
What about my mother?
Wait, Astria is your mother?
Essentially.
Uh, Alsop's going to get a little bit confused look on his face and go, "But you're a knocker, and Astria. Wait, what is Astria?"
She's a she.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You made me second guess myself.
We're not born of the same kith as our parents.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, there was uh, I, I don't know exactly what it's called out of character. I think it's called a chrysalis or a chrysaling. What's the event where a Kithin is born?
Chrysalis, yes,
Yeah,
chrysalis.
Yes, we found a individual going through the chrysalis, and apparently all this glamour attracted a group of these. What did you call them? A dra, dra, uh,
Don't what now?
the banal
Ah,
demon touch things.
daunting. Yes.
Yes, Dante. About 6, maybe 8. Anyway, Astria said that the person who killed most of them was a member of her house. Uh, I can't remember exactly what his name was. After, after the events, I didn't get to ask him his name. Out of character, Will, are you still there?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yes,
Sorry, I got distracted. Real world shit started happening. I started having the coughing fit.
okay. Anyway, Astria, I can't remember what I know she mentioned what her house was. It's just I can't remember all the houses.
Tamil smiled. I looted.
Yes, yes.
Baroness Estrella Greyhawk, me, I looted.
Baroness. Since when?
He'll look at Rancor. Yes, Baroness.
Huh. That kind of happened.
That was a thing. It happened. And he actually turns his wrist over and looks at his watch. A couple days ago.
Huh. Okay. Weird,
Hmm.
but okay.
Well.
And now her sovereign is utterly terrifying because she's a baroness.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well. I'm more concerned with the other fellow. She seemed concerned
Which
about.
one?
Uh. uh it wasn't Ashtia. It wasn't you. How many members of the house are there in the city?
Of my house? I looted? You
Well,
have,
you and Ashtia. You and Ashtia are in the same
Mother,
house,
William.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. I think
You can make it explode.
he was another knocker.
So,
He had
hold on.
a.
Sorry, people. Real world. It's a bitch.
The Grey World
Big
is a thing and it hates you. Okay. So, you were saying.
Yes. If I remember what he was carrying around with him, he may have also been another knocker.
Hmm.
Um,
Sorry, you cut out. What about another knocker?
the knocker who fought with us against the enemy during the Chrysalis,
Sir
he
William.
was a knocker. Yes, it was William. Have you seen him recently?
Have I seen him recently? Yes.
Okay. Did he seem well?
He is back. He is well. Yes.
Okay. Um, well, unless Ashton informs you of his condition, I guess it might not be my place to say what happened. I wouldn't want I wouldn't want to upset a recently elevated baroness.
Sorry. I was dealing with shit. What about William? Sorry?
I I was saying, well, I'm not sure if she informed you of his condition. If she didn't, I don't want to talk out of place. I wouldn't want to upset a recently elevated baroness.
His bedlam.
Yes.
You have to understand, William and I are very close.
Okay. So, did she tell you about the whole thing he went through?
I'm unaware, and if he finds it pertinent, he will tell me because he is my personal liege.
Okay. Well, I don't know why he wouldn't tell you about summoning a chimerical dragon that destroyed half of the city block.
He probably didn't tell me because I didn't need to know. Um, Plus, during his time of Bedlam, I was rather indisposed of.
Ah. So, is he out of Bedlam, or is he just living with it better?
Oh no, he's back up and running, as it were.
Okay. Well, um, given the fact he destroyed that whole thing, if he was in trouble, I feel I should help. But if he's back up and running, I guess he didn't need our help.
So, yeah, no, I mean he's back up and running. It's a couple days, a little bit of the forgetting, and you're generally back up and running when you go through something of that nature.
Yeah, he the ability he used was a little uh, extreme, but yeah. Uh, well, that was the big event I witnessed. Anything else happening in the Kingdom of Apple?
Well, William Constantine Appi Limited is a very interesting fellow, and not one that I would particularly ever want to make an enemy of.
Hmm. Yes. If uh, all knockers are like him, I pretty much want to get on all their good sides.
Not all nargers are like him. Not all of us focus on the same things. For example, he focuses on certain things, whereas I focus on other things.
Hmm.
Speaking of things, so I have a rather interesting question because you're a teen and I don't know anything about a teen yet, other than
Hmm.
you're kind of like us, but not. Um, a teen. Do you have arts much as we do?
Hmm. Well,
Hmm.
this sovereign art you bring up uh, seems alien to us. We don't have it, but
Seems what?
what
What about sovereign?
the the art of sovereign? It's not known among the Ahin, at least not as far as I know.
I see.
Uh, but we do practice most of the basics, and we do have some of our own. But fortunately, I don't know any of the specifics of our own lore. I I'm a great practicer of primal myself. I'm
I
not
see.
quite as I'm not quite as skilled as your mm, you call her mother, Astria?
She's essentially been a mother figure to me since the day I met her. So yes,
Yes. I've witnessed her uh, use it. She is very good at that particular art. But hmm, I don't know much about what Nosehorn can do. She seems more interested in influencing the mortals than I am, than learning the arts. But because she's in the gray world and not among our people, I have not spoken to her as much as I wish.
Tell
but
you what. So primal. Primal's your thing, right?
mm, primal, a little, what's it called? Give me a second.
What's it do?
Wayward, or Wayfair.
Wayfair. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I see. Wayfair is a thing. I am familiar with it. Um. So nothing adhene specific.
No. Uh, as I get older and more powerful, I may ask our elders for tutelage.
That's rather saddening. In the entire history of all of the things that you have, or that the Adhena as a people have done, they haven't developed their own arts.
Mm, we do have a few arts. I know of them. I don't know them per se. But as I understand it, one of our arts is I do not know if Changeling could employ it, given you do not live the same cycle as we do.
Wait, do what?
Well, you you don't inhabit the mortal body. You are the mortal body, as I understand it.
Well,
Correct?
kind of. Kind of.
Yeah.
It's almost a symbiosis, if you will.
Hmm. Uh, our we don't come with our own bodies. We have to find our own. At least most of us do. And I have seen a few arts that are specific to war, but I don't know them per se. But before you can understand our arts, perhaps it would be better if I taught you a bit more about us.
I'm just saying it would be rather interesting to share the knowledge that the Adhene have gained over the centuries.
Hmm. Well, if you make inroads with the Adhene, maybe you can find one to teach you.
And that is exactly why I'm coming to you and having this discussion.
Ah, well, I'll see among my contacts if anyone has need of a knocker, and if they're willing to help you learn. But well, what do you? Did you fight in the war? Did you fight in the war? With
Did
the
I fight
Adhene?
in the war? And he'll kind of chuckle and cover his mouth. You'll have to excuse me. Did I fight in the war? No. No, I didn't fight. I During the war, I was a slave.
Hmm. Well, if it was our people, I hope you don't hold a personal grudge.
Hmm?
I said, if it was by our people, I hope you don't hold a personal grudge.
Oh no, it wasn't by your people. As a matter of fact, I believe I owe you an apology because my job during the war was to create devices which would kill off your people.
Hmm. You wouldn't have had anything to do with the disease.
No, I'm genetics and medicine are not my forte. No,
Hmm.
machinery and weaponry, that was my forte.
Uh, well, no offense, but did have something to do with the disease. I may have had to stop the conversation as it is. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I said if you did have something to do with the disease, I'd probably, at the very least, have to stop this conversation as is. But then again, if you did, I would be very surprised if you didn't know at least more about us than you seem to now. So,
No, my job during the war was to make controls and things of that nature.
uh, well then, so you were a
During the war, I simply
slave?
handled weapons enough.
So you were basically kept in a workshop or something and forced to work day and night?
More or less, I was conscripted.
Ah, then yes, we don't have this conscription, as you call it. Then again, we don't really need it. All are, all of us know the basics of war, and we go to fight. At least my people, the Fairbolts, do.
Well, again, I didn't fight. That's not my thing. Or wasn't my thing. But
Hmm.
I'll say this much. A war over race is a war over ignorance and wanton stupidity.
Hmm. I can agree with that statement. Myself, hmm, it was never about you were changelings. It's just the kingdom of apples was very rich. You know, uh, you had many freeholds and magic and armaments. My people would like that. Also, uh, Sarah will probably have to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we also uh, we needed the land. We needed a place to stay. And given our history, I think our leaders did not think we could just ask.
What?
Hmm.
And Timmy will check the time. Hmm. Mr. Alsop, I believe at this point you have the address for my shop. Stop by and we will talk. We will go from there. But I have a meeting I need to attend.
Okay. And Alsop will turn to Rancor. Oh,
Rancor's been eating peanuts all this time.
okay. I'm sorry, my friend. Did you have anything to say on this matter?
I didn't even chrysalis during the war, so
Ah,
You're lucky.
I
At Chrysalis just before the disease be taken into conscription. You're lucky.
uh,
yeah, it happened after the war, and Dad died during my chrysalis, so that wasn't pleasant.
hmm. You should ask someone about your about the disease. It's not something I like talking about.
Uh, if I get around to it, yeah. I
Hmm.
mean, it's not something that normally I'd ask anyone, because I don't even know how to bring it in conversation. Hey, do you know more about the disease that killed Heen? I mean,
Well, if any of the veterans seem talkative, uh, might be something they could tell you about. I thankfully was away when the disease struck, doing uh, some sort of recon mission, or uh, no, not recon, some sort of messaging run. Anyway, well, Rancor, should we allow our friend to get to his meeting, and maybe you can show me the rest of Goblin Town.
okay, I'm just going to go back. I think I'm getting a bit sleepy. See you later.
Hmm. Okay. And with this, Alsop will head out of the city and back to his camp.
And
Rancor would go back to his own freehold.
and Timmy will make his way to the illuminated library to talk with Count Donald and his friends. And with that, I believe we can call this scene. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. As always, have a good evening.
And have pleasant dreams.